it's Kim. Today I am going to make a batch of my homemade dog food in my crock pot. I got the idea for this video yesterday. I was watching Pajama Bottom Mama's video on how she made her homemade dog food. So I thought, well, I'd make my video and show you what I what I do to make the food that I do for my dog. So what I've got here, this is just ground beef, and it's mostly still frozen. I threw the whole pack in the microwave just so I could get it to fit, but it's still mostly frozen. It did cook up a little bit there, but that's okay. That'll break all up in the pot. So I got all my ground beef. That's about 3 pounds. My grocery store sells a big tray, about a 3-pound tray of this for $10. It's called a budget pack. So it's a pretty good deal, and sometimes they even have those on sale. But this was a $10 pack of meat, about 3 pounds. Alright, I took a quick hand washing break. I can't stand raw meat on my hands, so I washed my hands real quick. The next thing I add is, this is brown rice, and I just empty the bag and keep it in an old glass jar that used to have salsa in it. So this is about a cup, and I'm just going to pour that in on top of the ground beef. This is about a cup left in it. And then I've got these cans of vegetables. So it's just this is just sweet peas, English peas. Pour the whole can in, juice and all. Then I've got sliced carrots. Same thing, pour the whole can in. And then I've got green beans. This can is a little cheaper because none of them are the same size. But my doggie doesn't care. She doesn't care how they look. So I pour that in. All the cans, 3 cans of vegetables went in, juice and all. I'm just going to set this on high and let it go. I'll come back in about 2 hours and give it a good stir. I've tried other recipes that include other ingredients like sweet potatoes. My dog ate everything but the sweet potatoes. And I ended up figuring out what she likes best is ground beef and these vegetables with the brown rice. So I've tried chicken in it, and she just prefers the ground beef. So we'll let that go, and we'll come back and check on it in a bit. Okay, it's been about an hour this has been going. Sorry about the noise in the background. My dishwasher's running. But we're going to open this up. And I'm using a metal spoon, a big metal spoon. It's still, I can feel it. It's still frozen in the middle. But I'm just kind of chopping a little bit with the metal spoon. And as I go along, I do try to chop these carrots up. My dog is not into big chunky foods. She'll eat the vegetables if they're real small. She'll eat the carrots if they're real small, but she won't eat a big chunk of carrot. So I'm doing this and just gonna try to just trying to get this mixed a little bit. I didn't add any seasoning. You don't need to. And the juice from the cans of vegetables and the fat from the meat will plump up the rice. So it'll give it the flavor that my dog likes. She loves her beef. There we go. Okay, so like I said, it's only been about an hour. See, that's real frozen right there. But it won't be long. It'll all be able to, I'll be able to stir it pretty good. So, alright, that's good enough for now. We're going to get all this off. Try to get it off the spoon, back into the pot. Okay. And we'll just put the lid back on. And even though these are the travel latches, I do like to keep it sealed when it's cooking. So there we go. Let it go for a little while. We'll come back and check on it in about an hour and see what it looks like.
Shasta, are you excited for your food? Huh? You a good girl? This is Shasta. She's a good girl. We adopted her several years ago from an animal shelter. She's so happy to be here. She hardly ever barks, and she's such a good girl. She's such a good girl. Yeah, such a good girl. Her needs a bath. Yeah, you don't like baths. Alright, this is Shasta. She's a good girl.
It's been another hour, so we're going to open this up. We're bubbling pretty good now. And now it's starting real well. We'll break it up some more. Alright. I'm going to close this back up and let it do its thing. I'm going to say probably about 2 more hours and it'll be done. So we'll come back and check in a couple of hours. Alright, after 4 hours, my dog food is done. The rice is done. Now I'm going to just turn it off and let it cool. And I'm going to leave the lid off. Whoops. Steaming up. I'm going to leave the lid off so that it can cool. And I'll come by and stir it every so often. The dog food has now cooled enough for me to put away. So I've put a good bit in this container. It's an old 3-pound sour cream container. So this will go in the refrigerator for the next couple of days. And the rest of it I put in freezer bags, and I'll put these in the freezer, and I've got them labeled with her name and the date. And what I do is I give her dry dog food, and I've got a little bit left in the container. So what I then do is I spoon the homemade food over the top of her dry food. This dog is real picky. She would rather starve than eat the dry food or certain canned foods. So this is how I get her to eat the dog food that she needs to eat. So I just spoon it over the top. So I spoon it over the top, and I just put a little layer of the dry food in the bottom, and I'm gonna just spread the homemade food on top, and this will encourage her to eat her dog food. Well, that's all there is to making the dog food the way I make it. I just put it in the crock pot, stir it a little bit, and it's done. Thanks to Pajama Bottom Mama for inspiring me to make this video. She's got a good video on how she makes her homemade dog food. That's all for this video. Thanks, and see y'all later.